Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well. Happy Thursday. Yes, it's about 9 o'clock in London. We're starting a little bit late today, and because I was running a little bit late, coming home, but we're here, and I'm ready for a spot of stitching. So some of you might be wondering, dimensions. I thought Dimension SAL was on Wednesday, and indeed, it's on Wednesday normally. But yesterday, I couldn't make it on time, so I decided to move the SAL day to today. Okay, and of course, you're welcome to stitch anything with us today, and just have fun. So we have back door, side door, and you can parachute from the ceiling as well. And so yesterday, yes, originally we weren't going to do a stream, and I got home because I had to teach extra classes, and I got home and I just felt like a spot of stitching. So I thought, if I was going to stitch, I'd rather stitch with you. So I did a sort of unplanned stream. So for those of you who made it, well done. And if you haven't, it's an archive. You can watch it, okay? So I stitched the 14 count, one of my 14 count projects. So it was very cozy, late night stitching. So I hope you're well. And so today, yes, it's our dimension SAL. And we started the SAL maybe a few weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. I can't remember, something like that. And, the goal is to celebrate dimensions. They've got beautiful patterns, and I discover that every stitcher has a few of their kids hidden in their storage somewhere, and so it's time to bring them out and enjoy them. And I'm stitching this piece. Okay, this piece has a special place in my heart. It's called Maggie, the Messmaker. You know I love cats, but this one in particular, let me show you the markup, okay? There you go. It's so beautiful. So this is from Dimensions Gold Collections. So if you know Dimensions at all, they do all sorts of cross-stitching kits, and big and small. But Gold Collections, the projects tend to be a little bit more involved. Normally they're larger and probably fuller coverage. This one is probably, it's about 97 full coverage. And then also, very often you have sort of combination of different type of stitches, back stitches, French knots, etc. So it's great fun to do, and you can tell this is so unique looking, so beautiful. If you normally do full coverage, heaven and earth, style of charts, this is a really fun project to do, and it kind of give you a little challenges on approaching full coverage in a different way. So this piece, this time around, this is the third time I'm stitching this project. Some of you know the backstory. So I came across the kit first time, I think it's about 2013, 2012, and then second time, 2018, and this time, yes, only a few weeks ago, and I'm stitching with you. And I think it's going really well. I love it so much. I love it so much, and it's bringing back a lot of fun memories. So let me show you my app here, okay? So I'm very lucky this time around. I've got a PDF chart to work with, and it captures not only the full crosses, but also all the other types of stitches as well. I'm really, really happy with it. So I had center start. If you ever do dimensions kits, they always tell you to fold the fabric in half and then a half again to find the center point, and you start from the center. So I did what I was told, and here we go. So this is the center of my piece here, and in terms of the stitch counts, this is not super large comparing to heaven and earth projects. So it's got 252 stitches cross and 216 running down as well. And let me have a look. So currently, I've gone over 1.5%, which is not bad at all. But you know, this is not a massive piece, and I'm very, very happy with the progress. And as you can see, if you look at the left panel there, it's got all sorts of stitches, and you've got French knot, back stitch, long stitch, half stitch, cross stitch, and I think last time there's one more stitch. Was it crouching or something like that? I can't. Oh, cording, and which I'm looking forward to do as well. And in terms of number of colors, it's got 44 solid colors, single colors. I'm stitching with 2 strands, okay, and also it's got 13 blend colors as well, which it makes it very, very interesting. So right in front of you, I am going to start a sprint right here and counting from 0, and this is going to capture the number of stitches I'm going to be doing today. And at the end of every stream, I share the number with you. I'm curious to know as well. Very often, if I stitch by myself, I don't even pay attention to stitch count. It's just not part of my thinking. But when I'm stitching with you, it's quite fun to find out. And so, hello everyone, and I want to say hello to all of you. And we have Sarah here. Sarah says, happy Thursday. Indeed, happy every day. And Clara is here, the second to report to the chat, says hello everyone. And Anna as well says, happy everyone, happy stitching. Indeed. Every day we come together and celebrate stitching. And, you know, I'm feeling so lucky to have you. And we also have Lizzie as well. Hello. And Michelle is reporting from work club. Yes, I'll keep it quiet for Michelle there. And we keep you company. And Heather is here as well. Hello. And Susan, lovely Susan, is here. And Ring runs and stitches as well, running and stitching at the same time. Remarkable. Hello. And Natty is here as well. Hello in the chat. And Chelsea Summers. Hey, Chelsea. It's been a little while. How wonderful to have you. And oh, Chelsea's been busy at work from the sound of it. And Cherry Bomb as well. Sounds like a new friend. Say hello to Cherry Bomb. And, you know, no explosion in the chat, you know, stitch safely and chat safely. And Love Drunk as well. Hello. And who else have we got here? Betty Hankins waving in the chat. And Needles is also here joining us. And Chelsea as well. And Solar Winds and Samantha House. Hello. Just got home from my break before my other job. I mean, Samantha's juggling multiple jobs and stitching at the same time. Well done. So guys, welcome. So last session, if you remember, I actually managed to do a little bit of back stitching. Can you see that? I enjoy that so much. It actually motivates me to stitch more so I can come back and do more back stitching. So my strategy with pieces like this is to backstitch as I go. I probably, I'll think about it. With French knots, maybe I will do it as I move forward as well. So I kind of get to enjoy the sort of complete look as well. And it's a great motivation for me, and also it's great fun to do. So I am going to start. So the center part of it, this is basically the top part of the sewing machine. If I show you the markup again, can you see the center part of it? So I'm slightly above the sewing machine there, which is really iconic, the Singer sewing machine, and slightly moving forward upwards. And today, I think I'm going to start by doing a few 310 stitches around here. So this is probably going to be my my way of doing it, because there are a lot of 310 stitches around the sewing machine, and if I try to do it in one go, I'll probably get bored. So I'll do a little bit as I go, and then, you know, to move on to more colorful area, and back and forth, you know, divide and conquer. So let me select my stitches here, and indeed this is 310, quite a lot of 310s here. And what I'm going to do is to do a few more 310s here, but there's a one blob, 6 stitches of different colors, and I'll fill that in as well. Let me zoom in a little bit and let me know what you're stitching today. Are you stitching dimensions with me, and or you're stitching something else? You know, I'd love to know. So here we go. 310 to start. And so I'm using 26, size 26 needles and 2 strands with DMC. So if you stitching with the original floss dimensions, they have their own brand of floss, which has got slightly different faux to it. But this time around, you know, I bought this kit twice already over the years. I decided to just get a chart and stitch with the floss I've got. So I've got DMC. So I'm going to start here and start to fill in. So this is the left edge of the sewing machine. So the sewing machine ends here to the left. Let's have a look. This is so colorful. I love it. I really love it. Lizzie says, dimensions kits scare me. Why? Very strange fear Lizzie has got here. And let's have a look. Oh, Gayla, hello. Gayla says, good day and welcome. Gayla, what are you stitching today? I know Gayla has been working on stamp kits, right? As Gayla is recovering from a stroke a few months ago, not a year ago, not quite yet, but Gayla is doing really, really well and come back to join us. It makes me very, very happy. And also I got this piece of Ada as well, because I didn't have the, I've already used up my Ada from the kit with the last attempt. So this one I got from Etsy, and it's a beige. It's got a slight sandy tone to it. And that's what the kit calls for. And as I said, this kit is about maybe 27%, 27% full coverage, and it's got a little bit towards the walls at the back there, kind of blending into the fabric, not fully covered. So, and needles as well. Needles keep me busy here. And she says almost at the snowy window. Oh, right, of the pattern. Wow, you've gone fast. Yes, the window is at the center top there. So a lot of air stitching, I'm guessing. Let me just undo this one because it's dragging my tail at the bottom there. It's a little bit messy. And hello, can't think of a better name. She says, I stayed up until 4 a.m. last night stitching. I'm feeling half dead today. I'm not sure I'll be able to stitch tonight. Amazing. Yes. I stayed up for till about 3 in the morning streaming, stitching with you. UK time though. UK time. Because I got home, I think it was, I'm trying to think. I got home just before 11 and I had some food and I was just thinking, well, I'm not going to bed just yet and I just wanted to do some stitching. So I decided to go online and stitch with you. So we stitched together, I think it's about 12:30 UK time till about 3 in the morning. I ask you, I know. It was good fun. It was good fun. And when I stream at sort of slightly different times, sometimes you come across new friends. And we did. We had a lot of new people in the chat. Maybe stitchers that a different time zone or different times, timetable, they're not able to join us on a regular basis. So it was very nice, very nice. And Susan says, Spooky Bingo 310. Yes, yes, round of applause. The first three Spooky Bingo goes to Susan. Yes, I think if you're stitching this piece, you're probably stitching 310 somewhere there. And Walk Away, hello, hello. And Sarah as well. Sarah is stitching on black, definitely 310. Spooky Bingo for sure. And that is a very extraordinary piece. It's a black cat on top of, sort of in front of really dark background as well. Cherry says, I love some 310 stitching. I like to start with 310 Cherry Bomb because it's a kind of really, strong color. Maybe 310 or something red or pink, something bright. It just sets the tone. If I start with white, I kind of start to, I don't mind stitching white from time to time, but I like to start with strong colors. And this is quite relaxing to stitch. So with 310, I'm not going to railroad because, 310, you can't really see if the strands are not super sort of, lined up really nice and even. But with lighter colors, can you see this? I railroad every single stitch last time with the pale colors. And I think it's come out, it really makes a difference with lighter colors. And particularly DMC, paler colors, they come out slightly shiny. So if the two strands, they're not lining up evenly, you can tell. And I don't like the look of it. So it's really worth doing it. Okay, so I am doing Danish method. So with dimensions, I try to do Danish as much as I can. And Nido says, I started at the top mid left on Maggie. Top mid left on Maggie. I see. So how do you find your starting point? Did you start from the top left corner? Is that what it is? Or did you find the center point but start from the top left somehow? I think technically you can start from anywhere as long as you can count accurately, right? But it's quite nice to start from the center because once you finish, in my case, in 20 years, and I am going to have very even margins around the piece. So that's nice. And Mandy Moran is here. Hello. Welcome. And Walk Away says, I have Maggie in the hoop today. Oh, nice wishes from Solar. I think Gala is Gayla, correct? Gala. Yes, Gala, I started sort of daily streaming. It was back in last June-ish. Because I had the channel for over a year up to that point. But I did not do anything with it until last June. And just out of curiosity, I decided to go for daily streaming as a personal challenge. And I think Gala probably was there from the very beginning. There are a few regulars you're probably quite familiar with, like Brittany, Sarah, Rose, River, and Gayla as well. They were there every day with me, even though at that time we probably had very, less than 10 people at a time per stream. Very small group, and but we just got together and talk about stitching just like we do now. Really small group and really cozy, and we had a lot of fun. And Gayla one day just came on and go, well, I had a stroke last night, and I remember reading that and I thought she was joking, because sometimes people joke about having a heart attack or whatever. And I realized she actually had a stroke. So we were very, very concerned. And then the next day, she kind of dropped out, and we never heard from her again. So, from time to time, I would talk about her and, hoping that if she was listening to us, she would know that we really, miss her, and hoping that she would have a speedy recovery. And indeed, she came back to us a couple of weeks ago, and I'm really, really happy. Really happy. She's recovering and back with us. Hello, Rose. Hey, talk about devil. Rose is reporting from a work club. We keep you company. And Joyce, of course, Joyce was here from the very beginning as well. Yes, Joyce was here as well, a national treasure. And so welcome. And Michelle, hello. Michelle says, I'm having a restart on my Dimensions kit. The fabric was like cardboard. Which one? So the Santa Claus. Michelle is stitching the Santa Claus. So that one is like cardboard as well. Oh dear. And so Michelle says, I'm also wondering about the thread. Feels rough. I might switch to DMC. Yes. Well, the threads. Yes, I have a lot of experience with DMC threads. I thought they were not DMC, the Dimensions, their own threads. For ages, I thought they were DMC threads, but turned out it's kind of their own brand, and the texture is a little bit different, a little bit more stiff, and I can't describe it. I think some stitchers describe the thread as slightly crunchy, which I kind of get the idea. Yes, but that was, my first experience of cross stitching with DMC floss. But so Michelle, depending on whether you have a chart that has the conversion for your thread, because Dimensions, they have their own sort of numbering, thread numbering system. As long as you can get a conversion, yes, you can switch to DMC. And if you're really not happy about the fabric, you can just get your own. I really love my fabric. It's really soft structure, and you can feel this is starched as well, but it's quite soft. Really nice to stitch. It won't hurt your fingers. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this sewing machine is just so pretty as well. Adri, hello. Are you stitching today, or are you knitting, or just here to cause trouble? Probably all of them. Lynn says, hi Yogi, hope you're not too tired today. Yes, indeed. I stayed up till about 3. And yes, but I had a lovely, lovely rest and sleep last night. So I felt so much better stitching, because if I came home and just, try to go to bed like that, I just feel so much more relaxed when I do some stitching, Alison Rennie, hello. Alison says, evening, stitchy friends stitching creepy baby doll. Yes. And see PDF of Maggie on Etsy and Tempted. It's under 3. Oh, you mean like charted by someone else? Yeah. I suppose if this charted well, because Dimensions version, it's got back stitching and all that fun stuff. So, only under £3. Wow. Here we go. Let me end this stitch here. So I'm probably going to keep the 310 going for a little bit. I'm going to do a few more stitches with 310. And here's, let me have a look. I might do the 6 stitches here first, so I can stitch 310 around it. So that's my plan. Here's a little kind of symbol here, label. So, and with this chart, you want to be, or I need to be quite mindful in terms of what stitch, which part you have the full crosses, and which one, you know, which part you have 10 stitches, because if you don't pay attention, you could stitch the wrong stitch. So let's have a look. This one. So this one is 10 stitches, 10 stitches, and it's 3 strand, and the color is 349. So a lot more to consider when you do this chart. 349, and it's good fun. So 10 stitches, 1, 2, 3. AG says, place your vote to see how long it takes Yogi. It didn't take long, did it? So, and Heather says, I was wondering about changing the background fabric for Maggie, maybe a light blue or green. What do you think? Yes, I think, because essentially the part that's not fully covered is the wallpaper at the back. So you can change the color of the wallpaper. Why not? You can make it light blue. That sounds lovely. Or any other color, as long as it kind of blends in. Indeed. And also, Heather, I don't know what tools you use. Are you a paper girl? Or if you use Saga by any chance, you can change the canvas color, fabric color, and test if you preview and see if you like it. So these ones, hang on, I forgot to mark these ones. So let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I've got 3 stitches here. Oh, hang on. Is that 3 strands? Yes, it is. I have to double check, because sometimes some of the 10 stitches, they're 2 strand and some 3 strands. So I have to make sure that I have the correct number of strands. What a pretty color this. Walkaway says, I stitched 80 stitches last night on another piece, and this morning realized they were wrong color. Oh dear, I know the feeling. Had to front them all and restitch correctly. It's one of those days. Yes, Walkaway, there's a solution. You need to have the chat to stitch with you, because they caught me, the chat caught me stitching wrong colors many times. Not just wrong locations, but wrong colors. It could happen. because sometimes I don't cross-reference the color of the swatches. So, you know, sometimes you just misread the color, the numbers, particularly long ones, and just keep stitching. So with this one, let me have a look. Why don't I redo this one? Because I want to end my thread the Nikki way. So Nikki invented an ending stitch. It's called buckled up, named after Nikki's surname. So here we go. So basically, when you perform the last 10 stitch, you kind of need to know you're about to end. Otherwise, you know, you can't really do it. You do a pin through the middle. So I'm going to get my needle to go to this side instead. And you cover the pin with your tent. That's the idea. So I've been practicing it. How does that look? I don't think it's too bad. Have a look. A little bit closer. There's a little bit sticking out, maybe, but not too bad. Not too bad. And that's it. It's a very simple method. So it's a nice alternative from boomerang. I think for boomerang, 3 strands is going to look quite bulky. So, you know, the hidden pin underneath is working quite well, I think. So thank you, Nikki. Nikki's on cruise. Probably, you know, vomiting at the same time as we speak. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. 349. So marking these 3, and I've got 3 more here underneath. So I'm going to do these ones as well. And this one is also 3 strands. 347. Okay. 349 and 347. Very similar colors. And this one I also have one threaded already. So this one is slightly dark, not darker, just slightly less bright, but also red. Adri says, I'm knitting. And Cherry Bombs, Michelle Fuller says, it was a very nice surprise when I got a notification you were live chat. Set your notifications to all. Exactly. So if you don't set your notification to all, YouTube kind of selectively notify you. Not always, because probably just they have such huge volume of notifications they need to send to, unless you tell them to notify you of all. You can set, you can kind of have individual settings for different channels. So for this channel, if you select all, meaning that if I ever publish anything, release anything, or come online, it would inform you every single time. Otherwise, you know, you probably get this kind of random notification. So sometimes we do kind of surprise live streams. Here we go. So this is the last stitch as well. And I'm going to attempt to do a pin through the middle. So I'm still practicing. It's not always very pretty, but I think I'm getting a little bit better each time, hopefully. So the idea really just to hide the pin underneath, however you do it. How does that look? Not bad, not bad. And then just pull the thread out and snip the tails. Lovely. Three, 4, 7. Hi, Anne. Anne says, hi, everyone. I'm counting my cross-stitch squirrel. I'm crocheting amigurumi. It's a fox. Oh, crocheting, sorry. I misread it. Yes, we have a lot of knitter and people who crochet as well. Heather says, I haven't used paper, Saga yet. I will use paper for Maggie. I use Pattern Keeper for my traveling library. Yes, I think for the background, you can probably get a sense of it. I think light blue, something sort of, you know, pastel would be quite nice. You could change it. Okay, so I'm going to come back to a few more 310 to stitch the stitches around this little label there. $3.10, guys. Lizzie says, does that method work on full cross, single strand? Single strand, full cross. I'm guessing, well, you have to think about it. If the cross can bury the pin stitch, then yes. But with single strand full cross, you have a lot of options when it comes to thread ending. So you probably don't need this method. You don't need to make it work. And also it's probably quite tricky to hide the pin under a single strand. So this is working really well for 10 stitches, which is, you know, slightly trickier to end. So I'm going to do a nice Danish. Sola says, Yogi, have you done any 14 count 2 over 1? Oh, disappeared. The comment disappeared as I'm reading it. Mandy Moran says, Spooky Bingo 310, yay! Send Mandy some Spooky Bingo love. So I need to remember this is full cross. And Joyce is knitting as well. So Knitty Dutchy, yes. Joyce is making, are you knitting socks? They're so beautiful and look so complicated. You know, I love knitting multicolors, but I'm not very good at it. There are different techniques, knitting with different, juggling with different colors, like alternate them, creating patterns, etc. And I love the effect, but I always get very stressed when I do multicolors. But I'm sure Joyce's piece is just beautiful. Walkaway says, I washed my fabric for Maggie. It was dangerously sharp on the edges. Really? Wow. I kept thinking it was Nikki kind of exaggerating, but sounds like it was like Lethal Weapon, that Ada. It's so strange. Maybe because it's so stiff, you don't have to, you know, sew the edges because it's so stiff. I think if you're a new stitcher, you know, you'll probably be so shocked You're literally stitching on a piece of cardboard. Yes, it's a good idea to wash it, isn't it? Ah, okay. So I've answered that because I did not finish looking at the question. No problem at all. And as I said, this is the third start, a third attempt for me to stitch this piece, but it feels very different from the previous times. And I think one of the biggest factor is, well, other than the fact that I'm stitching with you, and quite a few of you are stitching this piece as well, not just a dimensions kit, but also I have a digital pattern as well, so it just makes things a lot easier. And I probably forgot to mention, this is 18 count Ada. So yesterday I worked on 14 counts, which is quite nice. I had not worked on 14 counts for a little while. Joy says I finished the Fair Isle socks. I cast the next pair. It's time, this time, helical knitting. I have no idea what that is. Has it got anything to do with helicopter? Do you have to spin it? Well, Joyce is just so well versed in everything. Okay, I think I'm going to keep going until I run out of this piece of 310 and see where I end up. I think at some point we'll probably do a sock knitting party. And talking about that, yes, this Saturday, okay? So tomorrow is the rest day, Yogi's rest day on Fridays. But Saturday we're going to have two streams for members. So one stream for everyone. You know, we have our Amy Stewart SAL, and that will start at around 8:30 UK time. But before that, we're going to do another members only stream. And this week we're going to do blackwork / long dog sampler party. So come along if you enjoy those. So I've been looking around for you know, because you guys probably know I've been sort of experimenting with black work and really like it. You know, I had not even heard about it told about a couple of months ago when someone mentioned in the chat. And so I tried it, really like it. And also I've been doing a little bit of research of long dog samplers as well. I was aware of it, but I had not done one myself. So there's some really beautiful patterns. I'm really curious. There are just so many different things to try, isn't there? Different styles of stitching. So is Long Dog a brand? It's a company, right? It's sort of chart design company. It's not a genre of stitching. It's the name of the company, isn't it? So black work is the type of stitching. But Long Dog, I'm guessing it's probably just the name of the company. Adri says the Royal School of Needlework in London gives very nice courses on it. On what? Oh, on the helical knitting or helicopter knitting. The Royal School of Needlework. I didn't know there was such a school. Is it part of the Royal Academy? Because the Royal Academy, they've got art, they've got fashion design. Do they have fashion design? I'm trying to think. Maybe not fashion design, textile design. Walkaway says the DMC website has some cute full coverage freebies right now. Their artwork, like the Scream Starry Night. Oh, DMC, I didn't know DMC, they do patterns. That's great information there, thank you. Sola says, yes, Long Dog Sampler is the name of the cross-stitch company. Jules is the artist designer, very nice lady. Her patterns are full cross and there are samplers, but very, very unique. Yes, some of them, they look like, I looked around on Google and some of the patterns look, they remind me of those sort of symbols on pyramid. Not so much the symbols are similar, but in terms of what I don't know, it kind of reminds me of almost like there's an element of storytelling. So it's not just, beautiful designs. Some of them look like illustrations of, for stories. I bet, before the papers and printing, they were so popular or, or commonly used, people probably use stitching as a form of almost book writing, people used to, I've seen examples of people using cross-stitching as a way to create words and patterns, and they create almost like diaries using stitches or something like that. So there's a kind of functional element of stitching as well. And I bet, with back stitching, I've seen some of you doing it, using back stitching to write letters. So technically, you can write a book just using stitches. Hi, Lona. Lona had an appointment. Is it physical therapy? I hope it went really, really well. You're feeling good. So AG says the Royal School of Needlework is the school of embroidery and different types of embroidery. Okay, so it's nothing to do with Royal Academy, because they do have a very strong art element as well. Lizzie says, I want to do this by cross stitch, by long dog. I want to do it with multicolored thread, preferably silk thread. Oh, what's the best? Variegated threads. So I have very, very little experience with variegated threads. But sounds like fun, because you just, let the colors take over. You have no control over it. Very little control. And it's free, Adri. Are you saying the courses are free? How nice. And what would be the best fabric count to do long dogs for? Is there a best one, or can you just do it on any count? And I did a Google. It says majority of people, not majority of people, but a lot of people do it on linen. And I can understand that, because there's quite a lot of sort of fabric showing through, isn't it? So I think it's quite nice to do it with linen. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Little sip. Alandria, hello. Good evening. So Lona's gone for counseling. I hope it went well. Cherry Bomb says, I just bought Latitude on Long Dog, trying to figure out colors I want to do. Yes, very interesting. I would be interested in doing variegated colors. I think if I do single colors, I don't know whether I'll probably get bored. Even though I have to say, with black work, I'm very happy stitching just black. But because I kind of equate black work to line art to some reason in my mind. So I don't mind it being black. But I think for long dog, if I were to do it, I'll probably try variegated threads. And just watch the colors happen. It's quite fun, isn't it? But I think it's quite tricky if you do variegated threads, because if you end a thread, right? Let's say if the thread is going from dark red to lighter grey, sort of dark red to lighter red, and you end your thread, how do you make sure the colors, the shade continues? You know what I mean? It sounds a little bit tricky. Because you want the color transition to be quite gradual. So if you finish the thread, how do you make sure that the next thread that you bring on is going to blend well? Now it starts to sound a little bit scary. Sarah says, I have completed pandemic. Yes, now I know what it is because previously when people say pandemic or saga or death, whatever, I was wondering what are they? And they're, these names are just being mentioned like it's normal. Now I know they're actually names of the pattern. So Sarah's got quite a few long dog. I would be interested in trying out actually. So as I said, this Saturday, in 2 days' time, we're going to have a members-only party with black work. You can stitch black work, and sounds like quite a lot of you already have some long dog. So you can, come along and stitch those. I'd love to see them. Love to see them. Lynn says, Yogi, the Royal School of Needlework, Departure Princess Kate wedding dress. Oh, right. And it has nothing to do with Royal Academy of Art. Right. I bet they're really good then. I'm trying to remember Kate's wedding dress. I hope she's doing better because she had cancer, didn't she? And then she kind of recovered, but looking, a little bit frail. She's still quite young, so hopefully she's going to get over it. I think royal family has been having, quite a lot of ups and downs, more downs really. You probably heard Prince William, not Prince William, Prince Andrew got arrested today. So things are not looking that good for the royal family at the moment, even though technically he's not part of the royal family anymore, but I think for most people he's still Prince Andrew. Walkaway says, I did a long dark sampler a couple of years ago and hangs it in the entry of my house now. I suppose, yes, I think those samplers, I'll have to find out whether I like it or not, but I think the finished piece has got to be quite beautiful because it's so, it's got storytelling elements and also it's very symmetrical. Anything symmetrical is quite pretty. My only issue is if the pattern is very repetitive, then I'll probably get bored. So even black work, I have to pick ones that, I can do different things with every bit of the design. If it's, some patterns just repeating all over, I'll probably have issues with that. Okay then, I've done my 310 warm up. It was quite extensive, and I did this little bit there as well. So I'm going to move up here and start to fill in this area. So let me have a look. So I think the next one I'm going to be doing is 720. And this one is 3-strand tent as well. I think it's tent. Yes, 720. Alandria says, I'm having epiphany, I think. All alone in double bed, heated blanket, heated blanket, sewing frame, and sewing light, all of the pillow and wine. Oh, that's the best bit, isn't it, Alandria? Yes, you have to, find things you enjoy to do. And, you have to treat yourself really, really well. I think that's your task. And a lot of times when we try to treat ourselves, we have to find excuses, particularly with women, that there's some sort of embedded guilt for having any kind of pleasure, treating ourselves well. But you should treat yourself. You don't need reasons or excuses. Adri says also, Yogi, black work, embroidery does not have to be done with black thread, while traditionally worked in black silk and white linen. Modern black work focuses on the techniques of using geometric. So, Adri, you're really knowledgeable. I shouldn't be surprised. It's a compliment, okay? Yes, I'm aware that black work doesn't have to be black, but I prefer black because for some reason I kind of associate black work with kind of line art. So I draw, frequently when I was a kid. And, it kind of reminds me sort of line drawings, even though I'm drawing with threads. Yes, I have seen work with all sorts of different colors and variegated threads, etc. But I really like the black outlines of everything. Joy says, I don't want to guide the colors of my variegated threads on pandemic. It knows where to go to look good. What does that mean then? Does that mean you just stitch? If you end a strand, right, and you start a new one, and do you just let the colors to happen without doing anything in particular? Sola says, how's the king? I don't have any personal knowledge about Prince Charles. I still call him Prince Charles. It's King Charles. I think he's in a pretty tricky situation because apparently, even though Prince Andrew is the one in trouble, but I think it's entirely possible the Prince Charles might have tried to help Andrew, maybe help him to cover up certain things or pay for certain things for him. And if that does come out, it's not great for the king either, I'm thinking. So who knows? Okay, lovely. And also, I don't think he's very well. I think he's got some health problem as well. I don't know how old he is, maybe in his 70s, but I don't believe he's very healthy at the moment. Okay, I'm going to do a pin ending. How does that look? Not bad, not bad. There. Okay, 720. 720. Sola says King Charles had cancer. Do you know how he's doing? Nothing on the news. I think he's recovered a little bit. I think, you know, royal family, they probably have access to the best medical care. You know, if you look at how strong the Queen was, you know, and the Queen Mother as well. They probably just have lived-in doctors taking care of them. I think it's probably better. I'm not too sure, but you know, health-wise, it's probably not great. Oh, hang on, guys. Oh, guys, you're not watching Yogi. Yes, I'm counting on you. Can you see what's happening here? Anybody's watching? Hello, internet. Look at this. Look at what I've done. Hey, chat, do your work. Do your job. What is happening here? Look at this. Oh, man. It was really pretty, you know, these stitches. And I had a beautiful ending here as well. And see what happened there. Dear, oh dear. Yes, oh, man. Do I need power tools with this? Look at this. Yes, the power tools has come out. Not only one single stitch, I'm off 2 stitches. How did that happen? Oh man. 2 rows off. Yes, Lona, thank you. I know. How did that happen? Not just 1 stitch, 2. I ask you. Susan, you're supposed to, you know, warn me about it. I was here for a little bit, and what happened? Seriously, it's teamwork. And, oh, no, guys. Yes. Now it's power tool time, okay? I think I probably need a little bit of help, slightly heavy duty. Yes, yeah, bring on the green frog all you want, okay? It's your fault, Chad. You know, this is what I have to put up with. You know, Dolly is refusing to work properly as a, you know, streaming, you know, yogi stream companion. She's boycotting, you know, the stream. And now you know, the chat is not paying attention at all. Oh dear. Here we go. So I enter here. So hopefully if I undo this stitch, I can reverse back. Two columns, I know, not just 1, 2, why not? Chocolate time, chocolate is not going to fix it right now. All right then, guys, close, cover the ears, okay? It's gonna be quite loud. Here we go. But this is relatively easy to frog, I think. Ow, really loud. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Yes, Joyce. Warn the neighbors, you know, sincere apologies to your neighbors. So maybe I can undo it like this. I had a beautiful ending here. I was so proud. And lo and behold. But this, I can probably just reverse and tease with the threads off. It's okay. It's a lot easier than the Gecko Rouge, the Gecko Rouge piece. how did I manage to get two stitches off? It's a special gift, I know. Oh, there you go. And there's a little bit there. Let me remove it. The pin is so secure. See, the ending, the pin ending, the Nikki method is very, very secure. I can't even remove it. See, it doesn't even come off. All right then, let's try again. Let me see, which one is it? 720, 720. Let's try again. It's supposed to be here. Seriously. Sarah says you didn't mark up the black hearts. Which one? Black hearts. Oh, what's happening now? Why? Why's the alarm gone off? What happened there? Oh, these ones. Oh, I see. Why didn't I mark them? I wonder. Okay then. Hang on. Let me just mark these ones, right? Probably, I think it was from last session, that I didn't mark them for some reason. So I missed out 9 stitches from the last session. And let me just double check it, okay? 720, okay. We're good now, right? We're good now. Good. The piece has been restored. So 3 strands, 10. What? What's happening? What happened? Why? Have I got it wrong again? I think I'm right. 1, 2. It's all good, right? No? Now the chat is just trying to scare me. Oh dear. It's all good. All good. But with 3 strands, even with 3 strands, 10, it's not fully covered. Okay, 3. Let's try again. Okay, I'm going to do a pin right here. How's that? Looks fine. Okay, so, and these 2 symbols are quite confusing. Look at this. They're both little n. One is smaller than the other. I'll probably change it. Because that one is different from the other one. So let me pick this one. And see you later, walk away. So walk away is going to a dog groomer. Oh. Have a great time. Okay then. So this one is 977. It's also 3 strand. 977. 3 strands. And how many of you are working on this piece with me? If you're working on Maggie, give me a little wave. And it makes me very happy. Quite a lot of you are getting this kit as well. Joey says, Yogi, you can change the color of the symbols in Saga and make them match the original dimension chart if you want to. Oh, yes, I remember their symbols. Some of them have different colors. But it probably doesn't matter, does it? As long as the symbols are consistent, it should be okay. I think it's probably better not to have colors because it's going to confuse me. So Clara is working on it. Yes, Clara is having a proper sewing machine start. Oh, there's a little fluff. Little fluff here. And it's really interesting to see how different stitches, they kind of take the stitches to different directions. Even though probably everybody is doing a center start. So this one's 977. Joyce says, I was working on Maggie until an hour ago. Well, yeah, That counts. That counts. Okay, just 3 stitches here. Is that the right color? Yes. Need to double check. So this one, I'm gonna do a pin ending as well, hopefully. It's a surgery. You have to use both hands. Just about. It's a little bit showing through. There. Nice 7/7. And 402. Okay, so this one is tent as well. There's 2 columns. Tent as well, but 2 strand. 2 strand. 402. Really need to pay attention to the chart. 472. 2 strands. I just love the fact that there's so much thought goes into the chart. You know, all the details. 2 strands, 3 strands, tent, cross, whatever. It's a hot chocolate time. It's almost chocolate time as well. So 2 strands. Okay. This one. Yes, my chocolate button situation has not changed. $402. It's very similar to the color above. It's very pretty color as well. So just that subtle changes, you know. These 2 colors are not that different. 402, but this one's fuller. These 3 are fuller. 3 strands versus 2. It's just so detailed. Hello, Dominic. Good evening. Are you stitching dimensions today? Okay, so this one, I'm gonna try to do a Nikki again. I think with Nikki's method, the more strands you have, the easier, isn't it? Because ultimately you're trying to hide the pin underneath. So single strand wouldn't work that well, but at least for me. But 2 or 3 strands is just perfect. You know, you can hide the strand, the pin really well. There. $402. Ah, so Dominique is cooking dinner. Well, after dinner, you can stitch. Let me take a sip of my coffee. I'll do one more color before chocolate time. And I think I'm going to grit. I'm going to grit a little bit because I'm planning to maybe move above a little bit. So this is the lampshade. Very, very pretty. So I'm gonna grit. So let's do this. So I'm gonna count, okay? So guys, watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think we're good. I'll probably grit one more block to the left as well. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to count one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I blinked. There. Good. And the color transitions, here's so lovely. So there's 3 different colors. So I have my first blend color. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Can you see this? So this is kind of an orangey beige thing, and this is kind of cream color. But this row in between is the blend of both. So 1 strand each. It's so clever, and it blends so well. So, for instance, if you think about heaven and earth type of chart, where you pretty much just relying on the colors of the thread to define the kind of gradients. But this chart is actually, instead of doing that, it's using blending colors. I think it's even more subtle than just having kind of the shade in between, you know what I mean? Particularly with, you know, maybe up to 18 counts. I think it works so well. It's beautiful. I kind of have a new appreciation every time I stitch it. You know, this is the 3rd time I'm stitching it. And now I've done quite a lot of full coverage, you know, different types of embroidery, and coming back to this piece, it just feels very different. You know, you have a different insight into what's happening here. I remember the first time I stitched it, I had no clue. I just did what I was told. Sola says, what always helps me in gridding my fabric is count to 10 in one direction, and then to check, I count back in the opposite direction. Interesting. So what's the difference between that and counting the same direction? You count backwards. That's fair. That's fair. I'll try that. I'll try that. So Lizzie's by checking out the Lakeside Needlecraft. I've looked at their website, but I have not bought anything from them. I think they stock Mill Hill kits as well, which I would love to do at some point. All right, there's one more darker shade of this spool here, 920, and this one's 3 strands as well, 920. And I don't mind, you know, blend colors, because all it is, you just have different mixed colors in with a thread. That's it. Okay, just 4 stitches, and I'm trying to think. I can't remember my go-to starting method for tent. Did I do a boomerang? I can't remember. What did I do? I think. Oh, I can do a pin as well, but half pin. Just half a pin. I should secure it. I don't think you can do Nikki's ending method in reverse. I don't think it works. So I'm going to do a little pin. And then just stitch over it. And also, if you're in the UK, I recommend a really good craft website as well. It's kind of less mentioned by the chat. It's called Mary's cross stitching, or Mary's cross stitch. I bought my Lowry stand from them, and I get all my needles from them, the John James needles, and they're quite reasonably priced, because John James needles sometimes can be priced almost double on some websites. But Mary's, I think they've got the lowest that I know of. Hang on, I need to pull this one first and then go down. So Mary's cross stitch is quite good, and they do hoops as well, all sorts of things. Sola says, do they ship to the USA? I'm not sure. You can have a check. So if you look up Mary's cross stitch, and they're quite reliable as well. But the thing is, they're probably, other than fabric, majority of things are probably cheaper in America, isn't it? Adri is heading to bed. Have a lovely sleep, darling. Be good and keep knitting, stitching, whatever you do, and come back to Yogi, okay? Nighty night to Yogi, to Adri. So this one's 9:20. Adri says, by the way, Yogi, I forgot to tell you, Loop London is a haberdashery shop. I think you will love it. Yes, I think you mentioned it. Was it you? Someone mentioned Loop. Where is it? Is it haberdashery? Is it like an independent shop? I'd love to have a visit. There are not that many in my area anyway, or central London that I know of. And night, Adri. Okay then, let's have a little bit of chocolate break. I think it's gone quite well. I finished this one. That's really pretty. It's really pretty, and particularly if I zoom out, the highlight and shadows, the shade really pops out. That's really pretty, because if you zoom in a lot, you can see the fabric a little bit more. But if you, yes, like that, it's so pretty. Let me have a look. Here we go. Oh, it's in Camden log. Really? So Joyce has been there. Has it been there for a long time? I can imagine maybe Camden will probably have shops like that. Yes, I think Camden, or maybe Covent Garden. They have more kind of independent shops like this. So Loop, okay, I'll definitely. So what do they do? Do they do just threads? Or do they do cross-stitching specific things? Because a lot of haberdashery, they've got all sorts. They do fabric, they do knitting material, yarns. And John Lewis, for instance, mostly a lot of accessories, but quite a lot of fabric as well. So it's not so much cross-stitching specific. Okay, let's have a bit of chocolate. Yes, you've guessed it. My 85% Cacao, robust dark chocolate. Dun dun dun. Yes, I haven't been to Camden for ages, but I'll I'll drop by if I'm in an area. I'll probably look up the website as well if they have one. And thank you for the address. You know, I used to work in Camden as a designer. It's one of my earliest jobs as a designer. And of course, at that time, I was also partying quite a lot. And Camden was one of the places that we would go. And, oh, Lily, oh no, here it comes. And if you've ever been to Camden, so Camden, for the US friends, if you don't know, it's kind of a interesting area. I think that's where punk originated. I'm pretty sure. I think Camden was probably the punk culture started, if I remember. And so it's very quirky. It's got, sort of punky fashion and all sort of quite a sort of youth fashion kind of area, and is known for kind of markets as well. A little bit of flea market. I don't know about now, but just knickknacks, handmade stuff-ish, a lot of markets, and so a lot of sort of more interesting independent shops there. I remember working there for a couple of years, and it struck me because if you go to Camden, somewhere like Camden, during the day, it's so lively. A lot of tourists, a lot of visitors, and a lot of shops, and restaurants, everything. But if you work there, which I did, and in the morning I would get to come out of the station, Camden Station, at around probably 7, 8. My God, the main street, when you come out, it looked totally different. It looked, it's got a smell of kind of stale beer and alcohol, and the street would be littered. There would be people trying to clean the street, and also it's really quiet in the morning. It just looked dead. It looked weird. I remember, started working there in the very beginning. I was really excited because I said, well, party time. And it was party time indeed. But in the morning, it just looked sad. It just looked really sad. And it's got like weird smell everywhere because you've got people partying till quite late the night before. And all sorts, all sorts going on. And if you walk past the canal, that's kind of alongside of Camden Log, and there will be stuff floating in a canal, like junk, bicycles, and hopefully no dead bodies. I have not come across that, but it's got potential. It's got potential. Lynn says, Jane Greenough needles are, sorry, I've got chocolate in my mouth, are coated in gold, but they're beautiful to stitch. Oh, Jane Greenough. It's a brand of needles, is it? I do have golden needles, 28 count, not 28 count, a size 28. John James needles, but they've got kind of a strange coating. It creates a lot of friction when you stitch. I don't know, maybe it was deliberate for some reason. I know Susan, yes, it's Lily saying hello really loud. I don't know what to do with Lily. Joy says it's about 10 years ago. I didn't cross stitch yet. I went to knitting yarn, but it's crazy expensive. Oh, really? So the shop has been around for over 10 years. It's entirely possible I might have walked past, but just didn't realize. Because there are quite a few sort of independent kind of craft shops in near Canopy Street, near central London there, just behind Liberty. But they're very expensive, as you said, because they're kind of quite niche, and they've got a lot of speciality material, but very, very expensive. So that's kind of not what I'm looking for, you see. I mean, if I go to haberdashery, to Liberty, you know, a Liberty or John Lewis. John Lewis is kind of a little bit more reasonably priced. I mean, Liberty can be, you know, a little bit on the pricey side as well. But yeah, you know, I think what we need here is a more accessible shops, maybe a little bit like Michael's in America. I'm just guessing, you know, quite large. It's got everything and not super expensive, you know. That would be quite nice, actually. Joy says, I think a Camden market is more gothic. It's got a lot of gothic for sure, but I'm pretty sure, Joyce, what do you think? I think punk was originated from Camden. It was definitely from somewhere in London. Was it Camden? Or maybe somewhere else. But yes, it's a lot of gothic. I don't understand gothic, actually. It's just a lot of people wearing black, dark lipstick. I don't know. I appreciate the fashion. I just do not understand the concept. All right, let me bring this on. And I remember I used, when I was a student in particular, I used to go to Camden Market to buy old clothes. So I would only buy jackets. You know, I wouldn't buy shoes or anything like that. I probably wouldn't even buy tops. Anything that's too close to the body, I wouldn't buy secondhand. But I did have a lot of, you know, really nice jackets. Second-hand jackets that's probably made in the 70s or something. Really cool, really cool. All right, so let's have a look. So let's do the grey stitches here. 844, 844, it's full cross. 844, that was nice chocolate. I hope you enjoy your snackies as well. I remember when I was working in Camden area, it's not unusual that you bump into kind of musicians, you know, people in the bands, etc. Because they work around here. They probably studios and stuff. They go and record the albums. Susan says, I've just posted the shop. Oh, Loop, you mean? On the Facebook. On the Facebook, let's have a look. Maybe I even recognize it. I don't know. Because sometimes you just walk past shops. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. So, Susan has found a shop. Let me show you. Let me see if I can. That looks quite nice, but mostly yarn. I don't think you're going to find a lot of things for cross stitching from the look of it. This is quite probably quite typical for independent craft shops here. mostly focusing on yarn, fabric, and some threads. Probably a lot of specialized threads, but that's very pretty. I don't recognize it, but it's lovely. Thank you so much, Susan. But, you know, if I'm looking for knitting stuff, I definitely will love shops like this. But I would love a shop that's more focused on cross stitching. You know, like have fabrics for cross stitching as well, not just fabric. Okay, so this is 2 strands A44. So I'm gonna do there's some outline of the sewing machine here. So, oh, Cherry Bomb is a goss girl at heart. So maybe Cherry Bomb can explain to Yogi what is goss. So is it just the look that people go for, or is it part of a lifestyle? Is it some sort of, I wouldn't say religion, but is it some sort of fundamental sort of way of thinking that makes someone a goss? You know, like I'm trying to find a kind of equivalent of others. Because when I went to art school, quite a lot of my peers, they dress gothic, but I don't know whether that's just the kind of look they're looking for, or is there some sort of fundamental, you know, lifestyle thing they do. Lizzie says, I love gothic. I have goth-like tendencies. What are they? Yes, please educate me. I'm so ignorant. What kind of tendencies when it comes to goths? So I presume it's probably nothing to do with religions, right? You don't have to believe in any particular religion. Because punk, to some extent, I'm pretty, you know, ignorant as well. But punk, I can kind of understand. There's a kind of being, you know, rebellious with status quo, you know, the society, whatever. So there is a kind of belief system that goes with it. But with goths, I have no idea. Lynn says, Yogi Liberty is a wonderful looking shop. The architecture is wonderful. Yes, it's got a kind of a Tudor, mock Tudor style. It's beautiful. I think it may be the oldest department store in London. I'm not quite sure, but it wouldn't surprise me. And if you go inside, the lift is still tiny. It's probably, it's been there from the beginning. It's a little bit scary if you're claustrophobic like me. But I always use the staircase. I just run up and down. One, two. And if you read the instructions for dimensions, they always give you sort of instructions on how to do certain stitches, and so this is how I, you know, what I learned from them. So if you do like vertical line like this, like what I'm doing here, So in this case, you can't really do Danish, so you do a full cross. But if you're going from top to bottom, doing full crosses, you want to come up from the bottom and go up. So this is kind of my normal order that I stitch. But if you're going from bottom to up, you want to reverse that order. I was always taught to do that. So your back will be really nice and tidy. So if you go from top to bottom, you want to start from the bottom corners. And if you're going from bottom to up, you want to start at the reverse from the top corners. Joy says, that's how I remember loop. I thought maybe I didn't notice any cross-stitching things because they had not discovered stitching as being for me. Right, you probably wouldn't notice if you weren't doing it. But looking at the shop, looking like the focus is more on sort of yarn, knitting, and maybe fabric as well. And I remember I went to the Stitchers Fair. I think that's what it's called. Stitching Fair. It's quite large. A couple of years ago, just post-COVID. And I was really excited. But when I went there, I realized it's pretty much focused on sewing, knitting, and with the fabric, you know, I wanted to buy some linen, but the vendors couldn't even understand what I was talking about when I was talking about fabric count. They're kind of looking at me and go, what do you mean by fabric count? You know, this is linen. If you like the color, you buy it. So I realized that, yes, cross-stitching is slightly niche and particularly, you know, full coverage. I don't think many people know that. Lizzie says music, fashion, aesthetic, dress, like being hippie in the 60s. Is that, but hippie is a little bit of a hippie, as far as I know, okay? There's a sort of idealism, that there's a kind of way of life and thinking to it as well. Is there such a thing with Gothic, as with goths as well? And if so, what are they? You know what I mean? Like certain belief, worldviews, that kind of stuff. Cherry Bomb says it's lifestyle as well as music, fashion, art, dark romantic style. Appreciate the dark side of life. What is the dark appreciation of the darker side of life? Like what? Like what? I want to know. Is it heavy metal they listen to? Hi, Maddie. Hello, hello. Cherry Bomb says classic goth music is groups like Bauhaus, Susie, and Banshees. Sorry, not completely. I'm so sorry. I don't know who they are. The Cure I know, Joy Division I have heard of, and the Sisters of Mercy, okay? I love heavy metals. But the Cure is not heavy metal, is it though? Cure is the guy who's got like a dark lipstick. He still wears makeup still. But looks like really nice guy. But that's not heavy metal, is it? Or is it some sort of blend? Because heavy metal, I wouldn't say it's goth, is it? And heavy metal is more of a genre of music rather than sort of lifestyle, I'm guessing. But what do I know? I know nothing. Betty Hankins says, most goth people I know only listen or for the most part, listen to the heavy metal. Really? Oh, I wouldn't have known that. Lizzie says, I listen to symphonic metal. Goth has been around since 1950s. Dark academia, Victorian style clothing. Oh, maybe. So, Victorian style clothing, what are we talking about? Are we talking about like a vampire-ish clothing? I don't know. I wouldn't say Victorian style is goth. So we're talking about certain type of Victorian style clothing. Corset, black, mourning. Wow. Yes. Like dark chocolate, Susan. So does it make me goth that I like dark chocolate? Yes. I'm, yes, I'm embracing the gothic chocolate eating style. I go for dark chocolate, okay? And sometimes when you eat a lot of dark chocolate, you probably have, you probably look like you're wearing dark lipsticks. So I think that's very, very gothic. Wow, Sola says heavy metal is Testament. Anthrax, anthrax, that's chemical. Forbidden. Megadeth. Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, I know Ozzy. Black Sabbath. That's Ozzy Osbourne's band, isn't it? Not that I know anything about the music. No. What's HM? The Cure is HM. I know it's kind of gothic, but I don't know what. Oh, heavy metal. No, Cure is not heavy metal. I wouldn't think that. Clara says, do you man Tom Cruise and vampires? What? Probably some sort of auto-correction there. Oh, do you mean Tom Cruise and vampires? Yes. I suppose vampire is slightly gothic, isn't it? Or totally gothic. I don't know. So does that mean... So what I'm trying to find out is, for instance, if you talk about punk, there's a kind of a social, element to it, in terms of the belief about certain, ideology. And also, what else? I don't know about heavy metal. Heavy metal maybe more about music. I don't know. But I'm just trying to figure out whether goth and gothics, do they have the certain practices or beliefs that if you're a gothic, if you're goth, you must do or something like that. I don't know. Just trying to figure out whether it's more of kind of a look, fashion type of thing, or is there some sort of fundamental lifestyle kind of attached to it? Because I wouldn't say being a vampire is not a lifestyle. Being a vampire is just being a vampire. Yes, the vampire movie with Tom Cruise, that was with Brad Pitt as well, wasn't it? So, Interview with Vampires probably not the film, not Lizzie's favorite film, I'm guessing. But what about Adam's Family? Is it a comedy? I mean, Adam's Family. Is it a comedy? It's kind of a comedy, isn't it? Cherry Bomb says my cats are goss, a black long hair, and is it Kai Koi? A werewolf cat. Whoa, we probably need a picture, Cherry Bomb. You know, join the Facebook group if you haven't already and post a picture. We have the werewolf cat. So my dolly is probably goth as well. She's got black fur. But it's more like tuxedo, so I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm gonna just keep going with this one until I run out of threads. But I want to maybe grit one more below. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't blink. Here we go. I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So do you reckon Adam's Family is it's goth as well? But it's like goth, gothic kind of comedy, isn't it? So basically, I think Adam's Family they were vampires, aren't they? So essentially, automatically, they're goth. So does that mean all vampires? They all are goths? I have no idea. I need to be educated in a goth front. Here we go. Lizzie says, I love Adam's Family, the 60s show and the 90s movie, not the Wednesday series. I don't like what I saw of the family dynamic in the adverts. So essentially, it's not a sort of dark film, is it? Adam's Family. I've never seen one, but I just get the impression it's more comedic than sort of. It's not like an interview with vampire or anything like that. Michelle says Dolly is definitely not goth. More like Grace Kelly. Ah, yes, exactly. It's more tuxedo than goth. Yes. Maybe Dolly can work as a waiter, you know, in a really posh restaurant. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Okay. And I can probably do 2 more here. Solar says, Google says, girls, dark fashion and music with fascination with themes of beauty in darkness. So it's more, I can't really say that's a lifestyle. Maybe just sort of attraction to darkness. What I don't know what that means. Because goth look and is very, it's very specific, isn't it? You know, the dark lipsticks, the dark hair, purple, a lot of purple. I remember my fellow students that were goths, they wear a lot of kind of purple shade clothing, sort of tie-dye. I don't know. Yes, quite a lot of that. But I never quite figure out that, you know, the ultimate goal of being a goth. Okay. Very nice. Uh, 347. 347. 347. 3 strands. 10 stitch. 347. So there isn't any sort of religion that's attached to it. So they don't worship, you know, Satan or anything like that. I'm guessing not. So it's not mandatory to worship Satan. You could. It's an option. But it's not mandatory. So let me just make sure this is 3 strands. 3 strands. So colorful. I love it. Susan says, I think Dolly will be a disaster as a waiter. I'm thinking the same. She'll eat all the prawns and lick the cream off desserts. And also she's slacking most of the time. You know, she would go out for a walk and come back and go, oh, swoon, you know, I'm going to have to lie down and have a nap. Not even saying hello to the chat. Seriously. You know, she's thinking, well, my face on the mark anyway. I've made it. Lizzie says, I find a nighttime more beautiful than daytime. I love to see the full moon, the stars twinkling in the sky, and the vastness of space is really highlight at nighttime. Whoa. Right, so it's about appreciation of darkness, really. Hey, Anne. Anne says, I'm back with meal preparation time. Yes, I hope everything went well. Kristen Kristen says, are you guys snooping on my YouTube playlist or something? I totally think of Goss as the appreciation for the macabre. For instance, I was watching videos about Victorian deaths, masks, and photos. So that's what Goss is about. So Goss is basically, if you're attracted to night, you're attracted to death, you're attracted to, I don't know, liqueur. I don't know. But liqueur doesn't strike me as very dark. I know he looked a certain way. That's kind of Goss-like, with my very ignorant, shallow view of what Goss is. But other than that, he didn't strike me as, he's not like, trying to bite the bat's head off or anything like that. Or drinking, chicken blood. He seems to be very peaceful. And Joyce is going to bed, to my crypt. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Joyce. Amen. 99, Joyce. Kristen says, by the way, I'm working on my thumbnail, Princess Asleep, as Yogi called it, and I like the name. I've been calling them my trackers. Oh, that one, yes. You know what Kristen has done? So Kristen has got the whip, obviously, but she also made a little label. Didn't you make it? And it looks like a thumbnail of the actual piece. It's really, really unique. So did you come up with the idea, Kristen? And I just love the fact that you actually took care, actually spend time doing something like that. It's very, very, it's lovely. It is like a thumbnail of your, of the full piece, isn't it? I know, Joyce is national treasure, the nation of stitchers. Yes, because the Cure doesn't strike me as being very dark. I don't know the music that well. The only one I know is the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing. I don't know, I can't remember how it goes. Wednesday, whatever. And that sounds quite cheerful. That sounds like a, delightful little song there. It doesn't sound very dark. No death mask is involved in that piece that I know of. Maybe I'm missing something. I have no idea. Three, 4, 7. Lovely. I'm going to move up and do a little bit of this lampshade. It's so pretty. Or maybe just one more block here. Oh, grunge, maybe. So what's the difference then? Because Solar says is Cure grunge. I love grunge. No, but grunge is more like Kurt Cobain, That's grunge. Maybe some sort of cross between Cure, because he you know, he's got very dark hair. He dye his hair black and he wear lipsticks, eyeliner. That strikes me a little bit more like goth. I think grunge is more like Kurt Cobain or I don't know, some others. Hey, busy mom. And Natty says, I need to share this. My 2-year-old daughter is super hyper. I asked her where the chill button is. Where the chill button? She started running around saying there's no chill button. Mind you, she's coming off a cold. There's no chill button. Maybe install one. Maybe you can order one from Amazon. Yes. 349. 349. 3 strand. 3 strand. No, I don't think Cure is grunge. I think Cure is more gothic, but I don't know. Maybe they're different branches. Maybe Cure is happier, you know, side of darkness, because the music doesn't seem to be too dark. Not that I know much about music. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kristen says regarding that little label she made, and oh right, so Kristen's made one for each project. And she says they were originally designed to be trackers for how far I am in a project, but I'm recently decided I want to finish them in advance. That's so interesting. So you used to, so how do you decide what stitches you make? Is it just improvisation, or do you have some sort of design before you do it? It's so unique. I've never seen anybody doing that. It's very neat. So is the goal to be to have the thumbnail fully stitched, or is it part of the design to leave kind of empty stitches? I think it looks quite nice like that. Kristen says my new rule is that I finish my thumbnail before being able to start the project. It prevents me from being too impulsive with a new start. How are you able to wait? So Kristen is saying, guys, let me see if I can pull up Kristen's thumbnail here. It's really unique. I don't know whether you guys saw it, but I think it's kind of worth. Oh yeah, it's right here. Beautiful. So guys, I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is Kristen, one of the Kristen's pieces. Let me do it over here. Okay, so can you see this? So this is the actual web, Kristen's web. But look at the upper left here. Look at this thing. This is a piece of fabric. It's got the title of the piece, the date, start date, I think, and also kind of, you know, with stitches that looks somewhat like the actual web. It's so unique. And according to Kristen, are you saying you have to finish this piece before you will start the actual piece? I don't think I'll be able to do that because that piece will probably take some time to do. It's so unique. I've never seen anybody doing things like that. So does that mean that as you stitch more, you're going to go in and start filling more as well? And is it improvisation or do you actually have a chart that you follow? I'm so fascinated by this. And is this the same fabric count as the actual piece? It's so neat, isn't it? I know, Michelle. I was really impressed. I couldn't believe my eye because in the beginning I thought maybe it was a printout. And then I looked carefully. It was stitched. It takes a lot of care and work. And also the patience as well. So you have to do that little thumbnail first before you allow yourself to stitch the actual piece. That is remarkable. And says, is there a squirrel in the upper left corner? Are you talking about the piece I'm stitching or Kristen's? Is there a squirrel? If you're talking about this piece, I don't see squirrel, but guys, there's one thing I never noticed with this piece, even though this is the third time I'm working on it. I want to show you, okay? There's one element I never noticed, and that's if you look at the bottom left. If you look at the bottom left, what do you see? I only noticed it very, very recently. There is actually a dog at the bottom left. I never noticed that. I never noticed that. So, you know, surprises. But I do not see a squirrel on this one, if you're talking about this one. There's a little doggy toy on the upper right there. And there's a cow on the left side there on the shelf. But... it's so cool, isn't it, regarding the thumbnail? Yes, I know, Solar. I never noticed there was a dog. I mean, just a little doggy at the bottom left there, under the desk, under the sewing machine. What a surprise. Hey, Marsha. Marsha says, hi all, can someone explain the thumbnail? Is CB? It permanently on the work. What's CB? So let me bring on this markup again. Not markup, the picture. Look at this. Marsha, is that what you're referring to? Can you see that, Marsha? Oh, crossed it. Across what? Permanently on the work. So Kristen will make a little, you know, square like this to reflect the actual piece that she's stitching. And I know, it's so unique. And there's so much care and love for this. And can you imagine, as she's completing this piece here, and she will go back to the thumbnail and start filling in as well. It's breathtaking, isn't it? And all the, you know, wording here is all back stitching, I'm guessing. I know. But how do you do one for a library of cats? Just think about the intricacy of the pattern there. Or Amy Stewart ones. You know, It's got so much. It'll be a challenge. And I'd love to know if it's improvisation or do you actually chart it? Clara says a sock being knitted. Are you knitting socks? Clara. No, it's everybody's knitting socks now. Oh, Cherry Bomb says AIC Alice in Chains. Oh, Marsha is asking, Kristen, is it removed when a picture is done? I don't think it's attached to the piece, is it? It's kind of just, it's probably not permanently attached to the piece. I know, the patience is amazing. So you're calling them minis. Very nice. That's incredible. I'm constantly amazed by what stitchers do. You know, I remember not very long ago, I think it was Ellen, that she actually backstitched all the numbering for the gridding around the piece. I think she was doing, she was starting the sun, the hay SAL piece, and she prepared her fabric and grid everything, and then she backstitched all the numbers. The patience, seriously. Oh, Clara says, where the dog's in Maggie, I see a sock being knit. Let's have a look. Is that a sock? Or so where the doggy is? I don't see the sock. I see kind of thread cut bobbin. It's got so much going on there. Yes, for so many years. It wasn't until recently I noticed the dog. Let's do a pin through the middle. I didn't find the sock actually, Clara. It's so pretty. Kristen says, not Library of Cats, but I posted the thumbnails of 6 portals. You've got a thumbnail for 6 portals. I'm too scared to look. Have you just posted it now? Oh dear. Hang on. I can't see it yet. Did you post it on the Facebook? No, I can't see it yet. Oh, I've got that now. Hang on. Guys, guys. All right, if you want to be amazed, okay? Let me just zoom in a little bit. Oh my God. That's a project on its own. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me show you the full piece, okay? If you don't know what six porto is, I know some of you probably never seen it. Let me show you. Let me show you the markup for six not 6 cents for six portos, okay? Hang on. There. This is the six porto. So some of you are probably quite familiar with. I have shown this to you before. So Nikki and quite a few others are stitching this. It's absolutely massive. Okay, so keep this image in your mind when I show you Kristen's thumbnail, or mini, she calls it. Okay, so this is six porto, and Kristen made a little piece with this. Let me come back. Look at that. My goodness. Let me show you the markup again, okay? And then back. Can you believe it? So is this actually a charted or stitched? So I can't tell. It looks like a markup. But, and how do you create this? My goodness. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. Have you? Yes, Clara, I think it's a bobbin. I think it's a bobbin, not a sock. It'd be nice to have a sock, single sock. We have to, find another one. Oh dear. So that the thumbnail looks like a project on its own. I know, Marsha, so crazy. There's some aliens out here in a group. And Kristen says that's the chart markup made from a charting software. So you actually chart. Okay, so you actually chart a mini piece for the thumbnail, and then you stitch accordingly. Wow, that's dedication. My goodness. If I start a project, I just want to start right away. Nothing can stop me. Wow, that's breathtaking, Kristen. Very impressed. Very impressed. 739. I'm going to do a little bit of this lampshade here. It probably just proves that every time you think you've seen everything, you haven't. 739. But I think it's also a reflection of the stitcher as well, because I think the way we stitch reflects kind of how we are as, our personality, our, we as a person, how we approach things. So I'm just guessing. I think Kristen maybe has the patience of a saint and beyond. Isn't it? Michelle, I agree. It's very impressive and really cool as well. Okay, so I am going to stitch this row here. So I'm trying to see if I can count. Okay, I'll probably have to do single stitches, full crosses all the way. Or maybe I could, yes, I can Danish over there. Maybe I can. Let me see if I can do that. Michelle says, I think I would like to have her book of minis. Yes, I think the minis on their own, they're pieces of artwork, aren't they? So definitely. Oh, I think this color will have to be railroad on the way back. Because if I can show you, can you see that? This is one of those colors that if the two threads are not lined up properly, it just looks messy. So the first leg is probably okay, but I'm gonna railroad my way back. Kristen says, it all started out of sadness that I never had finished projects for myself. I'm one of those people that gives them away all the time. So I wanted to remember what I have done. Oh, right. So Kristen, so when you finish a piece, you give it to others. And how many pieces have you given away? I'm just trying to figure out how many pieces you actually finish. So you keep the thumbnail, the mini piece for yourself, to remember the pieces. Oh, that's not sad at all. That's lovely. That's very uplifting. So yes, I suppose if you give it away and you can never see them again. I don't have that problem. I don't give I don't give them to anybody because who knows? I might never finish any of them. So no issues there. But that is so beautiful though. That's very beautiful. It probably just shows how much love and care Kristen has got for every single project. I love my projects, but I don't have that sort of deep sentimental connection, if you know what I mean. When I'm stitching a piece, I love it, but you know, I'm not sort of emotionally so connected with it. That's beautiful, Kristen. Hi, Ruth. Ruth, the map pie stitcher, is here in the chat. And see you later, Solar. Wow, 6 to 10 finish piece. That is quite special. But also, guys, have you seen Nikki's notebook as well? Her writing is so neat. It's just so unfair. And she would journal all the WIPs she's got ongoing. So she would, from my understanding, is she will have one page dedicated to each month, and she will have a summary, and she will handwrite all the titles for the WIPs, handwritten, and with the percentage, the dates, etc. I don't know. I just haven't got that in me. I just want to cut and paste, or not at all. Okay, I think I'm going to grid another box. I'll need it. I'm gonna count for another block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Lizzie's using Stitch Power as well. I've heard quite a lot of stitchers use it. I don't, because I don't really journal anything. I don't sort of try to record my stitch count or stuff like that. I mean, with the start date on most of my projects, I literally have to go back to purchase history to figure out roughly. I bought the piece and started them. I have no idea. Here we go. I think for a lot of stitchers, journaling their progress is kind of part of the fun, isn't it? It's part of the enjoyment. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, kind of being really organized. Busy Mom says, I take a picture after I get down stitching on a piece and add how many stitches I did for that project. But Busy Mom, so where do you the records? Do you use a notebook, or do you use an app? You know, guys, if you're actually using Markup RXP, it's a little bit hidden, but Markup RXP, it's got literally a stitching journal function built in. It's a little bit hidden. The interface is slightly iffy, but they do have a full feature journal function. You can take pictures, you can attach dates, all sorts. I think that app is a little bit of a shame because potentially it could be very good, but they're just not taking care of the performance and the interface, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 more. So I'm going to Danish all the way back. 1, 2, 3. So 4 stitches here, and on the way back I'm gonna kind of put a little bit more work into smoothing the thread. I'm gonna railroad my second leg, because it worked out quite well for the other stitches, so it's worth doing. No, it's really worth doing. Look, the stitches are so flat and really even. Over there. See you later, Lizzie. Night night. It's a little bit clumsy when I have to use the same hand. But I saw Nikki actually wearing a railroading tool on her one of the fingers. So it's almost like a ring, but it's got like a needle pointing out. It looks really scary. And I don't know how you can use it without stabbing yourself or someone else. I don't know. But I'm just using a cable needle for knitting. And I have to be very careful on the way back because the stitches are so pale. It's very possible for me to miss a second leg. Busy Mum says I use a spreadsheet, but I also have folders in my iCloud for each project, and I snap pictures and save it in that folder. Right, so you cut and paste, well, so you take a screenshot of the photo and paste it into your spreadsheet. That is so organized. So you capture the progress and stuff. And you could do all of that with the built-in features of Markup XP. I was quite surprised when I found a full feature journaling functions there. But it's not the easiest tool to use, so it's a bit of a shame. Needle says that one stitch looks like it's not over and not in the hole. Which one? You mean this one, the first one? It's really hard to tell. Let me have a look. I think it's a cross. Are you talking about the first stitch on the bottom row? That one? That one looks a little bit weird, I have to admit. But I can't figure out what that is. Let me see. It's the second leg on top. And the rest look okay to me. Ish. Not 100% sure. The one over the grid line. Oh, this one. Oh, it does. It looks like it's crossover. I'm doing a 1/2 with this one. Oh my God. Yes, good. Needle is watching. Okay. We need, you know, people paying attention in the chat. It's all very well talking about Goss. But you need, yes, that's right. That's this one. I cross over 2 stitches. Oh dear. Yes, I'm looking at my screen as well, and I didn't even notice. That's right. I cross over, so it's a massive stitch over there. Well spotted, well spotted. Well done, needle. But it's white stitches on top of, it's not quite white fabric, but beige. Better? I think it's better. Yes, I crossed over. I did a 1/2. It's kind of, I have to read the stitches very carefully to make sure the I do the second leg for all of them. It's really tricky. Nino says I'm still stitching really slow and I have to take breaks if I'm doing much effort, so much effort. So Nido, remind me, which whip are you stitching? Why is it so slow? I'm naturally slow, you know, I'm slow whenever I'm stitching, but maybe it's confetti and this is why sometimes full cross, it's a little bit easier because you're making the full cross as you go. Coming back, particularly for colors so pale, it's very tricky. And this color is not really white. It's kind of cream. So it's kind of blending in the color of the fabric quite a lot. That's why it's so tricky. It's very pretty though. So little beads. Maddie says, Yogi, where did you order this kit from being in the UK? I ordered it from Amazon UK. So I think Amazon is probably one of the best places you can get. And also, if you go to Dimensions website, if you click on any of their products, they take you to Amazon. So I think they're probably mostly selling all the kits. I don't know if they're making new ones. I hope they are. I hope they don't stop. Because I don't know, we don't know what's happening to the company, but hopefully they're still creating new kits. But if you click on, any products on the Dimensions website, they just automatically take you to Amazon. So even their own website does not handle the shop features. They're just using Amazon to sell. Hey Monique, welcome. Are you stitching today? I'm just checking whether I missed anything. So far, so good. So Monique is stitching. And what are you stitching then? So the first stitch I've done already, have I? No. Maybe I have. I'm not too sure, I can't tell. So this stitch, I haven't done the second leg, have I? I can't tell. What does it look like? No, it's okay. I'll just do it. There you go. Right. I'm going to do a tuck in. Oh, Monique is stitching gnomes. Wow. There. Okay, so this is the base of the lampshade there. So I'm going to start, I think the next row is going to be a blend color. Rebecca, hello. Rebecca says, "Hi Yogi, I wasn't going to stitch because I'm recovering from knee injury earlier today, but you motivated me to get in a few stitches on my ego head." Well, knee surgery is not going to stop you from stitching, is it? Yes, keep stitching. You know, if there's any discomfort from the surgery, you know, a spot of stitching is going to make it better. Definitely. You know, we have stitchers that have hand injuries or hand surgeries, etc., and trying to recover from them. And it can be slightly frustrating, you know, if you love stitching, you can't stitch for a little while. But knee injury, you know, your hands are still working, so you can stitch, definitely. And great to have you. And I think the next color may be the blend color. Indeed, yes, it's a blend color. So this would create the outline of the lampshade. 402945. So this one, I think it's a blend. Let me just double check. Because I've got some left over. Maybe not. 402. Maybe this is 402. Hang on. Let me create a new blend. 402945. Nine four five. It's a very subtle blend. Let me have a look. I think this one is probably better. No, I think I'm going to do Danish. I'm going to do one leg forward and back. I think stitches are neater that way, particularly with lighter colors. So, I'm going to start from the left side actually. Captain Squirrel, darling, great to have you. Good morning. Good morning to Captain Squirrel. And I hope the little squirrel is getting better every day. So I'm going to do one leg cross and then come back. So Captain Squirrel says we have a scan next week, so hopefully it's coming off. Yes, the little squirrel is having a little bit of a, situation. So little squirrel is currently wearing a Iron Man suit. It's looking really cool. But I think, things are so much easier if the child is in good spirit. If, if they're in pain or everything or unhappy, then it's just so much harder, isn't it? But looks like, he's in very good spirit. It's so pretty. Look at the blend. And for blend colors, railroading is probably even more essential because you want both colors to come through evenly. So it's really worth doing it. So pretty. Captain says, how have you been, Yogi? I've been good. Been really good. Yes. And I hope you are as well in Lunchbox. So yesterday I stitched till pretty late in the morning. You were here as well at one point, weren't you? But then again, for Australia, it's morning, so it's probably... The thing is, I'm so accustomed to stitching and then go to bed, or having a spot of stitching before going to bed. If I don't do it, it feels really weird. There are a few occasions that I got really busy till late at night and I don't get to stitch. It just feels like, something's missing. Beautiful. And I'm going to railroad my way to the other side, and hopefully it's going to come out nice and even. So it's really worth doing it. It blend colors. Look. I remember it was quite tricky when I, particularly the first time I stitched this part, because I was brand new, quite new for cross stitching. And so for me, this lampshade was very complex for me, because it's got quite light colors and it's got blend colors. And also towards the center there are quite a few sort of color changes there for me at that time. I remember thinking, well, you know, maybe I could have done a little bit better. But hopefully this time it's going to come out. Look, even with this, it's really hard to get the threads lay side by side. So normally I'm not so meticulous, but for these stitches I think it's really worth it. Yes, Captain, I'll be fine. I'm good. I hope you are as well. I mean, sometimes there will be days that I would, because I in a very close proximity to a lot of students every day. So sometimes I pick up bits and pieces. I get slightly sniffly. The last few days, it feels like I carved a few times, probably more frequently than I should. And I don't think I'm down with the cold. I'm just have tickly throats, probably a little bit more than usual. But most of the times, if I just give it a few days, you know, it goes away. And I think it's probably good for the body to be challenged from time to time. You know, you don't want to overprotect yourself, because when it comes to viruses, you have no immunity if you're overly protected. Kristen says, isn't it fun to see how much growth you've had with your stitching? It's interesting, isn't it? Because there are probably not many occasions you have the opportunity to stitch a piece 3 times cross over, you know, over 10 years. So the first time I stitched this piece, it was probably 2012 or 2013. And I literally learned how to cross stitch with this kit, with this project, you know, following the instructions that came with a kit. And so it's over, 14 years. This is the 3rd time stitching this piece. And to be honest, I can't really remember how I did back in 2018, the 2nd time I stitched this piece. I don't really remember much. What was I doing when I was stitching this piece for the 2nd time? But this time it feels very different, because I wouldn't say I progressed so much as a stitcher, but I have, you know, I've definitely learned a lot more. And I've got more options, you know, in terms of techniques. So I like to think, yes, hopefully, I have grown as a stitcher as well. Captain Squirrel says I'm stitching a piece I failed to stitch when I was young, and now I'm wondering what was so hard back then. Yes, I know. It's all about perspective, and also, you know, experiences as well. So I think prior to this piece, in 2012 or 13, I don't think this was my first cross stitching piece, but I was stitching, prior to this, I was stitching very simple things, you know, like a little motif, sampler, that kind of thing, like a flower or something. So this piece was definitely the first kind of more complex pieces I had. And yeah, and I think I was drawn to it because it looked challenging. But then again, I didn't really know much about cross stitching, so I had to learn from scratch. So I always say dimensions, they taught me everything I knew about cross stitching. And to be honest, at that time, I don't think I was even, 2012, was it? I don't think even YouTube was around. Was YouTube around? I don't know. So, you know, it wasn't very easy to find help. Whereas nowadays, you can just go on YouTube, someone somewhere, will have a tutorial. This is very pretty. Not bad. Yes, Manuka honey will definitely help. But today I'm doing better because last few days I was coughing a little bit more. Today has been fine. Oh, YouTube was 2005, really? 2005? So I don't know why I don't have recollection of looking up YouTube for help, maybe Googling. But most of the times I was just following the instructions that came with the kit. I mean, Dimensions, they provide really, really good instructions. I remember the illustration, they number the steps, and they give you all the instructions you need for all the stitches. And I've got 5 more stitches to go. 5 more. So YouTube came out 2005. It probably took me a little while to kind of start, you know, to create an account and use it. I'm normally not the first ones to jump on a platform. I remember Facebook. I don't think I was on Facebook until maybe 2016 or something like that. I wasn't really interested until I got a smartphone for my mom, and I had to teach her how to use everything. And she wanted to, you know, my brothers, they were publishing photos of their kids on Facebook, on the Facebook. And so my mom wanted to see them as well. So I think I joined around the same time as my mom, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have bothered. Camden says, I posted some pictures of the project in the Facebook group just now. Let's have a look then. Let's see what Captain Squirrels is working on. And there's a, you know, Captain Squirrel is under pressure by Lunchbox, the husband, to work on certain pieces. Oh, this is so pretty. Have a look, guys. So this is what Captain Squirrel is working on. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's have a look. So this is a cross stitch, isn't it? It looks quite small. Is it quite small? Not sure. The hoop looks tiny. Whoops. Let me zoom in. That's very pretty. So it's a linen, right? Because the stitch count looks quite small. What stitch count is it? And the fabric looks like hand dye fabric. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. I think the wings would be quite tricky to do. Interesting. So the dress, the gown, the robe is actually blue. So you chose light blue. Very interesting. Yes. It's very, very pretty. That's nice. So Captain says, oh, so this is right. So this is the project you started when you were 16, right? And restarted last year. So restarted, this is not original stitches. Oh, interesting. Okay. I missed that bit. So what does it feel like restarting, and how far did you go with the first start? Because with Maggie, my first start, I went pretty far. I went, I would say, close to 90%. Because I just buried myself stitching this piece at that time. Let me see if I miss anything at the back here. I think I've got two more stitches here. Because I was going through challenging time with one of my cats, with Mr. Pancake. And I literally just buried myself into stitching this piece. And because the project, you know, for me was quite challenging, so it kind of distracted me from my worries. But I think I probably went as far as about 90%. And then I just couldn't do it anymore. Lovely. And I am going to do I noticed for the previous two starts, I always finish from the back, because at that time, I didn't know you could do it from the front. And Dimension always teach you to flip over and do it from the back. But this time, I'm doing everything from the front. Passion for Stamping says, Yogi, did you scan your paper chart and save it as a PDF? You mean for this piece? Do you mean the current version or the previous one? So for the previous two times, the first time I was working with paper back in 2013, something like that. I was working with the paper chart, and I didn't even make a photocopy. I was just working using the original chart, and it was falling apart because I was folding it back and forth, try to crop out the areas I had to focus on. And the chart was falling apart. I remember trying to tape the pieces together from the back. So that chart was in quite a state. And hang on, just give me a second here. Sorry, I had to clear my throat and have a drink of my coffee. So that was my first start. Second start, what I did was I took pictures, because by that time I had smartphones, I have tablets. So I took pictures of the chart and I think I used Goodreader. There's a PDF app, and just use a highlighter to mark the stitches. But this time I've got a proper PDF version. So evolution of the project. Captain says regarding the piece that we just saw, he said, I lost the pattern, so I had to Google angel in blue dress and look through images to find it again. That's so interesting, isn't it? Because I pay very little attention on titles. Even Maggie the Messmaker, you know, I knew it was Maggie, but I just never really bother to sort of memorize the full title. It sounds quite silly, but look at this, it's really beautiful. I might do one more color actually as my final color. So it's 12:30 UK time, past midnight, but I like to do one more color. It is, isn't it? So this piece has a lot of meaning for me. You know, it's kind of accompanied me through those years. And each time I work on it, I kind of stitch my life into it in some way, for some reason. Some pieces, you know, I have a lot of whips, but some pieces just mean a lot more than the others. They have special meanings. Thank you, Captain Squirrel. Captain says the name is Moonbeams and Angel Dreams, but I had no memory of the name. Yeah, same here. I'm very mindless when it comes to names. I remember the pictures, but this piece, every time I Google Dimensions kit, because from time to time I go back to Dimensions hoping that they will have, you know, new pieces like this that I love, and I never found another one. I mean, I had this one and also Max the cat. I'm trying to see if I got that piece. This piece I'm going to start at some point as well. Not six portals. This is for aliens. So I've got Maggie. And I'm trying to find Max. Oh, I haven't got a mock-up here. But there's another piece I really want. I want to do as well, and I have the pattern as well. Is Max the cat. So that one I'm looking to do on the SAL day as well. But I want to make some progress of this one before I attempt to start another one. But both of these two patterns, they're both from the same artist. And I didn't even know. I just didn't even occur to me to look up the artist. So, but now I know. And the artist's name is, I need to mention it. Now I've, hang on. So, so the artist's name is called Charles Wysocki. Sounds Russian, but I'm not sure. So I probably need to look into the background a little bit. Passion says your stitches look beautiful, Yogi. Thank you so much. And, I'm really proud of these stitches, because these stitches, these colors are, they kind of... I'm slightly scared for white colors. Not only the fact that, it's very similar to the color of the fabric, but also with two strands, if you don't do it properly, it can look quite messy. it can look quite messy. So I'd love to do a comparison once, you know, I kind of, you know, semi-complete this piece. I'd like to compare it to my last version, the one I've done for 2018, and see if, you know, there's some improvement in some areas. That would be quite interesting. The first one that I did, I think is still in the house somewhere, but because it's, you know, it's got some sadness attached to it, so I try to hide it. And I did such a great job hiding it. I can't even find it. Last time when I did Whip Parade, I wanted to show my first start, and it's got to be in the house somewhere, but I hid it so well that I can't find it. So I'm going to do one more color, but I'm going to choose a color that's a little bit stronger. So I'm very happy with the progress of the lampshade there. I'll probably come down here, do one more color. That is a little bit stronger. Oh, this one's perfect. So this is full cross as well. 3328. And this is going to be my last color. 3328. I'm hoping this time I will be able to finish it, you know. So I'm going to do a few more stitches here to finish. One, two, three. And I think every stitcher probably has, you know, one or two pieces of projects that kind of just follow them through their lives. Maybe they, you know, like me and Maggie, you try to stitch it at one point and you give up. And like Captain Squirrel as well, you did it when you're 16, but for some reason you're drawn to the piece again, you know, as a grown-up. I'm sure for good reasons. There must be reasons that we're drawn to certain pieces and we want to go back and find some sort of closure. You know, you want some sort of closure to a project. But of course, some projects we don't care. If we're fed up with it, we just let it go. But some, you know, will come back and go, hey, maybe it's time to try again. And definitely with Maggie as well. I think, you know, there's a lot of emotions and quite a few webs I've got, particularly the ones I worked on a lot during COVID as well. It was a slightly different time, wasn't it? So a lot of times when I look at the web, the stitched area, I can recall vividly what happened in my life during that period. It doesn't happen to all projects. Some projects, you know, I'm just happy stitching them from time to time. But some pieces, for some reason, you've got your life kind of, you know, stitched into the project, and every time you look at it, you recall your life at that point. And there are areas of some parts of my webs, you know, certain projects, I can remember as far as what I was listening to, you know, like podcasts or something I was watching. I remember what I was doing at that time when I was stitching that area. You know, I think projects like this, particularly full coverage, is very, very intimate, very personal. Okay, I've got 2 more stitches to go. Rajal, hello. It's a beautiful finish. And no mistakes so far. Only that little incident there. So not bad today. Not bad today at all. Perfect. So I'm going to end my thread here. Lovely. Let's have a look. I'm so pleased with the progress. I don't know, I'm just enjoying so much. Let's have a look. And so this is what I've got today. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. And so today, so last session, I did, I kind of completed this area and did some back stitching. I really, really loved it. And today I kind of start working a little bit on the sewing machine, which is at the back. So this is the left edge of the sewing machine, and the area above as well. And this area is actually the lampshade, really, really pretty lampshade. A little bit tricky to stitch. Let me show you the markup if you haven't seen it already. It's gorgeous. It's got so much going on. And as I said, I only recently discovered there's a little doggy on the bottom left there. Never noticed it. Never. Probably because I never stitched that area. Never got that far. But pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. And this is my view here. And so this is the center part. And let me let me turn on the markup there so you know what's happening here. So through the center, can you see this? So this is where I am, and I'm stitching at the base of this lampshade here. And the pattern at the center here, I remember it was really tricky for me. It was really intimidating when I was stitching it for the first time and the second time as well, because the color scheme is so light, and I knew it's really, you know, quite a challenge to keep the stitches nice and tidy. But hopefully I'm doing a little bit better today at this point. And also what you're looking at has not got back stitching just yet. So with back stitching, it looks exquisite. It's really beautiful. And I also worked on the area below here as well, as you can see. So very, very happy with my progress today. And of course, I want to share with you my stitch count. And I'm happy with any, you know, number because I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to count to 3, 2, and 1. Yes. Oh, look. So it's slightly deceiving. There are 2 different categories, okay? It's got half stitches and cross stitch. So the cross stitches I've done close to 200, 195. Amazing. Because some sessions, you know, I do 195 just with full crosses. But also on top of that, I've done 60 stitches of half stitches. So overall, we're talking about 250. Yay! 250 is not bad at all for Yogi. Yes, very good, very good. And round of applause for Yogi. And amazing. So 225. Okay, it's got some total on top there. So I'm very happy. And currently, I'm just slightly under 2%. Slightly under 2%. And very happy with that. And I'm looking forward to doing more back stitching as I go, because you get to appreciate the kind of the complete view here, and it's such a reward as well. So guys, it's 10 to 1 today. Yes, we started a little bit later, didn't we? About 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Tonight. So it's 10 minutes to 1 o'clock. Okay, we get into this habit of late night stitching, and I really enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy your session as well. Thank you for keeping me company, and tomorrow it's a break day, it's an off day for Yogi. Okay, and we're coming back on Saturday. As I said, we're going to have a members only stitching party. We're going to be doing black work / long dog party. Okay, we're going to do that. I'm looking at starting probably about 4:30 ish UK time, and then we can do that session together, and then we can join everybody with the Amy SAL as well on Saturday as usual. Okay, yes, Laura, thank you so much. And guys, night. I'm not gonna see you tomorrow, so take care and catch up with the replays, and I'll catch you on Saturday, double stream for members. Okay, bye bye, nighty night, see you then, bye.